then you're correct. Thank you so much for clicking on the channel and sticking around or jumping on the live to see how we get from opening to closing. Did I already say I'm Angela and the channel is Be Fabulous You? Okay, so we got Malaysia and Jackie at the store. We see OG arriving, and I noticed, and I was taking notes, so she might have looked her up more, up and down more than that. But I saw Malaysia look OG up 2 times, and she didn't look like she liked what she saw. Um, they're very appearance obsessed, aren't they? Jackie is like, OG plays football and Melee plays the streets. So I know they gonna get along. I'm like, what does it mean Malaysia plays the streets? I don't understand. Did you understand? I didn't understand. Um, we find out that OG has been playing basketball for 7 to 9 years. That's a long time. And Malaysia does not look impressed when OG is telling her about, how she plays football and what they wear or whatever. It just seemed like she can't get no beat with Malaysia. I don't know if Malaysia is just upset because of the way she dresses or presents herself, or I don't know. I don't really understand. Um, Malaysia mentions that she doesn't like her style. Jackie is trying to get Malaysia and OG, as the scene progresses, to get their nipples pierced. They out shopping for something and they say, oh, somebody says, oh, if you want to wear that without, you have to, like, if you want to wear it like Umbrella, who Rihanna, oh, well, she has her nipples pierced. Oh, well, you should get your nipples pierced. And we could all three have our nipples pierced together or whatever. I don't know. That's Jackie being Jackie. I guess Jackie with Jackie, right? Okay, so then we have I like Malaysia's glasses in that scene. Then we have Ev and Shanice, that's her daughter, at home, and they're talking about the embryos. Basically, what Ev has decided is to have the embryos discarded. Somebody was saying how expensive it is to pay for, the storage of the embryos month after month after month. So I guess she couldn't afford to do it. But what I don't understand, and it seems like I never really heard them mention, is that it's two people's coming together to make the embryos, and so it seems like it would have been two people coming together to make the decision. But it seemed like, Evelyn is like, well, that's what she decided to do, but I'm not sure. Like, did the man who was involved have anything to do with deciding? I don't know. Maybe they just didn't want to go into that, so they didn't show it on camera. um Her earrings in the interview, it was like one thing coming out this way and one thing coming out the other way. I don't know, maybe you have to, like, I just couldn't get the effect or appreciate it. I wasn't really a fan. Then we see that we hear that Evelyn feels that she can still get pregnant naturally. She don't need to be getting all them hormone shots and all of that stuff. So I don't really understand that. So was she going through all of that stuff because he was having some kind of issue with his fertility, or what was going on? Cece is back. I'm excited to see her back because I think I actually like Cece. Come on, girl. I think I actually like Cece. So Cece is back. She's at the gym. She's working out with her hubby. That's her husband, right? Her man, her husband. And she's kind of talking about how she feels about the basketball wives, women. And her husband is basically like, chill, don't worry about them, don't let them bother you, don't let them be affected by, don't be affected by them. I was a coach for years. Everybody is not going to like you. Don't even let it stress you out. And Cece is like, it's affected her relationship with Kristen, and that she's not really able to just let it roll off her back. Them starting the rumor and all of that. She really is not feeling good about the situation. So then we're at a bar and Evelyn and Malaysia are there, and then OG shows up. And Evelyn is again critical of OG's breast, and her lipstick and her hair. So she just feels like OG is, she don't like her body, she don't like her hair, she don't like her makeup. She just, look at the sleepy weepy eyes. You got the sleepy weepy eyes. You got the sleepy weepy eyes. Again, the obsession and the focus on somebody else's appearance, it's just really interesting because it's like you're not hiring them to be a model for you. You're not styling them for anything. I guess they selecting them to be friends, and they only want people that look a certain way to be around. I don't know. I don't know. Um, Okay, so then Malaysia says that she kind of feels like OG is a traitor because OG is basically like, well, Ev, what's up with you and Jackie? And I guess Malaysia is like, like, don't talk about that, and OG is like, why are you doing that? And, Malaysia is like, you're being a traitor. You say that you're Jackie's friend. You don't need to be talking to her friend of me about her. And Malaysia's like, I'm just trying, I mean, not Malaysia, but OG is like, well, I'm just trying to get the information. And Malaysia's like, well, you should get it from Jackie. And OG is like, well, Jackie didn't tell me. And Malaysia's like, right, exactly. If she wanted you to know, she would have told you. But it just seemed like it's like tense. Like it feels like to me, and maybe I guess they'll mesh later on in the season, but it just seems like OG can't hardly seem to do right by any of these women. And I really can't see what she's done that's so wrong and so awful, except for that they're really upset by the way she looks in particular, or I guess the fact that her breasts are saggy. Because when she came in, Malaysia's like, oh, you looking all cute. And Evelyn is like, and then OG is like, yeah, my man is in town. I gotta keep it tight and right or cute for him or whatever she's saying. And it's like they're mocking her. Um so it's like just a tense situation between Malaysia and OG. And then Malaysia is like, I was trying to give you a warning. That's why I was doing and OG is like, I don't really know you like that. I didn't necessarily get the warning, but I don't give warnings. I give a guarantee. And I was kind of like, oh, it was a cute line, but it just seemed to escalate things instead of de-escalating things. I guess she don't want to be a punk, but it just I don't know. I kind of feel I don't know if I feel bad for OG because I don't know if I want her to be cool with these shallow women. And I feel like if OG feel good about herself and her man feel good about her, and then what difference does it make to them? If he like it and she like it, I love it. I don't. Okay. So then so she says she don't give warnings, she give a guarantee. This is OG. And then OG says, basically I'm leaving. And Malaysia is like, bye. And OG is like, well, Wig, I mean, Evelyn seemed like she cool, but okay, bye to you and bye Wig, bye Evelyn, who seemed cool, and bye Wig, because Malaysia had on like this blonde wig with bangs. And they had already talked about, I guess, in both of their interviews, I think Malaysia and Evelyn had talked about the fact that OG's wig was far back, or the part, or two different styles. I couldn't really, and I guess I would have to probably stop and study it to understand. Because, I looked at her, it's like she got some straight hair up on her head. I don't know. I don't know what the issue is. Um, and then, so she said something about, buy wig to Malaysia, and Malaysia's like, well, your wig is already leaving, or your wig is half on and half off. It's in the back of your head. I can see your wig is falling off. And Malaysia is like, I mean, not Malaysia, but the other woman is like, okay, bye. Like she doesn't, I guess they're trying to make her feel bad and feel intimidated, but she's not exactly getting the message that there's something wrong with her, which I kind of like. So I guess I'm rooting for OG. I'm not like here for somebody being broken down, and somebody who feels good about themselves and confident about themselves feeling like less than. I mean, I feel like, yeah, so anyway, then we're with Jackie, and she's at an acting class. And I was thinking, are these some of the basketball wives with her? And they are. But they have like a little counting exercise, like count from, zero is, if I give you the number zero, that's like low key. If I give you the number 10, that's like on 100, you upset. And they do a little exercise too. And Jackie is like, one, two, three, four. And they're like, four. She's like, one, two, three, four. And then they're like, seven. She's like, one, two, three, four. And then they're like, 10. And she's like, one, two, three, four. Like, she's kind of, she got the dramatic thing, I think, pretty good. Tammy is there to participate in the class. So Tammy and Jackie have in common, the acting. They've both been acting for a long time. In Malaysia is there for support. We find out that Jackie has a part in a play, and oh, they do this eulogy exercise, and it's really weird because Jackie is talking about her mama. This is the eulogy for her mama who loved to eat pork rinds in the closet, and if she could just hear her mama, crunching the pork rinds in the closet, she'd buy her an I don't know. I was kind of like, what in the weirdness is this? So anyway, and the name of the play is Angry Insecure Men. I think that's the play that Jackie is doing. Malaysia tells Jackie that, OG was talking about you. We went out for drinks with Ev and I really didn't like it. And also, Malaysia tells Jackie that she really didn't like OG's wig. And then Malaysia and Jackie basically doesn't interpret it like, oh, she said something about me. Jackie's like, these girls just got to learn to get along. She's not really taking getting offended or taking sides, which is good, I think. So then Malaysia's like, I want to have a wig party for OG. And then Tam Tam is like, these women, they talk about each other and then they're going to do this stuff like have a party for somebody. And instead of just saying to the person, look, your wig game, we want to get you up to the next level. So we going to have this party for you. You can try on some stuff. We want you to be looking fly or whatever. Instead of doing that, they're having a wig party and the child walk in and don't even know the party is for her. She like, it's a bad recipe. It's a recipe for disaster. Because remember, I think it was last year when they did the makeover party for the woman and the woman didn't know that they were making her over and she cried and it was like a mess. We see Jen meeting up with Evelyn at the beach, and they're talking about the embryos again, and releasing the embryos. And Evelyn has bought a container of butterflies to represent new beginnings, and she's like, release butterflies, after she talks about releasing the embryos. And then the butterflies are like I guess her embryos still want to hang around, and then eventually the butterflies fly away. But the sand, the whole scene is like the sand is like a pretty tan color, and then the water is so blue back in the background, and then you have the white foaminess. It's like really pretty. Okay, so then we see OG, and she is Ogun. She's getting a manicure, and Tammy joins her, and OG is like, Kwame, as soon as there's a ring on my finger, I'm gonna be ready to start popping out babies. I'm not gonna have no problem. She's all excited and enthusiastic about her man and her life and all of that. And then OG tells Tammy, basically they get to talking, and OG is like, she's talking about her problems with the different people, and her connecting with the group. She's having a hard time, and she says she really need to revisit things with Kristen because she ain't know it was going to escalate to that. And then she really need to revisit things with Malaysia because she didn't know it was going to escalate to that. And she says she wants to do a do-over. She don't really want to have that situation. And she heard about the wig party. She don't know if she's coming into an ambush or if they're just having a wiggy good time. And I guess it's good that she's aware of the potential of an ambush, maybe because she saw last year's season, so she knows that they inclined to do that. And Tammy is basically telling her, just be cool. I know you want to like flare up, and you don't want nobody to dog you out, and you remind me of me, or she says that in her interview or whatever. But I want you to just be cool and don't let these women, drag you into something that's not really for you. But if you do blow up, I'm gonna be sitting on the side laughing and kikiing and getting my life. Malaysia, we're at Malaysia's wig party, and she flew in her personal wig maker or wig makers. And then she says there's one girl in particular that I feel will benefit from this wig party, OG. In her interview, she's just dogging OG to me. So anyway, and then Jackie comes in, and then Tam Tam comes in, and then Shani and Jennifer and Ev, and then Jennifer sees a wig that she likes and she puts it on, and she's like, oh, I'm really feeling it. And they're like, you look like a cheap whore, you look like a cheap hooker. Then OG arrives, and then Kristen arrives, and OG um, wants to make time to talk with the folks that she's trying to resolve things with, like Kristen. And I don't know if she said Kristen, but definitely she wants to talk to Malaysia, without other people in the background chirping. She don't want the birds chirping in the background. And then CC shows up, and Jackie comes up to OG, and she's like, look, you need to pull Malaysia aside. And OG is like, okay. And so she pulls her aside, and she apologizes, and she's like, I didn't mean to come at your appearance. And Malaysia's like, but you did. And OG is like, look, I'm new to the group. I'm sorry. I'm going to fit in. I'm going to figure out how to, what to say to y'all, and how to, make it work. I just don't know, I'm offending you. I don't really know what she's saying, but that's basically what it sounds like to me. And Malaysia is basically like, she's not taking responsibility for what she did. But Malaysia does, like, she's like, I picked out this wig. I want you to try it on. It's thick, it's full, all of this other stuff. And then Evelyn, so OG puts on the wig. She has a really good personality. She's like, oh, I like it. She's so enthusiastic and like high energy. She want to have fun. She want to be happy to me. And then Evelyn is like, what do you think of OG's wig, Kristen? And then Kristen is like, no. Because Kristen is sitting over there. At this point, she has on her wig cap. I guess she waiting for whatever she's going to try. And OG's eyes looked a little red. I was like, is she crying or about to cry? Are they stressing her out to that point? But I think that's just like how her eyes looked or whatever. OG really likes her wig. And Malaysia's like, well, I'm going to gift that to you, OG. And OG is like, I can't wait to get home and show this to my boyfriend. Like, she just seems so like happy. She don't seem mean-spirited to me. She seemed like she don't want anybody to come at her funny, so she's trying to like not be a punk, but she seems good-spirited to me. So she excited to get home to her boyfriend, and Kristen is all like, well, bravo. If she's that confident, all I can do is clap. But it doesn't seem like, well, that's good. I like a confident woman. She's like, well, bravo. If she, like she seemed kind of like mad that the woman is confident and happy. Tammy feels that Jennifer is different since she's back friends with Ev. And Tammy is like, it's nothing wrong with, or if you're going to be friends with two people, you can't just, with two people who have issues, you can't just pull back totally from one and ignore one and then be all on the other or whatever. You got to give a little bit to everybody. Like, there's a way you handle it. And she not really caring for the way that Jennifer is handling it. We see OG and CC talking about OG's party, because CC is basically like, well, what happened? It seemed like it's some tension or some problems. And so OG is like, well, what happened is Kristen was coming at me funny. And I think that CC might even talk to Kristen about it and then gone over to talk to OG about it. So they're talking. And then Tam Tam is like, why are we whispering? And OG is like, well, we were talking about, the pool party. And then it gets real, real tense between OG and Kristen. And then Kristen is like, well, you brought up my husband and my daughter. And then OG is like, no, you brought up your husband and your daughter. I just said exit. Since you said you had a husband and a daughter and a baby, I said exit and go be with them. And Kristen is like, no, you didn't. And then they show the footage of, when OG said, is your husband with your daughter, and how that got the child really, really upset. So it's true that she didn't say, she didn't, hey, True Royal family. It's true that she didn't like how she quoted herself the first time is not exactly true, but the second time she got the spirit of what she was trying to say. And I don't think I don't think she knows Kristen, and I don't think she knows Kristen's husband. I don't think she was really saying anything about Kristen and her husband. I just think she was like, oh, well, okay, well, where's your husband? Oh, really? Okay. And then they kind of go back and forth. It escalates. It's kind of tense. And OG is like, you mad. You look like a desperate housewife. And then the other child is like, well, I'm and getting all of the other one, Kristen, is like, well, I'm just getting drinks because I'm thirsty. And then OG is like, you are thirsty, like a desperate housewife. And I think that Kristen is a little thirsty. I think she seems a little desperate to be friends with these particular women. And I think that's why she's a little hostile to OG. And I think she's insecure or got some issues going on with her marriage and her relationship. Because I feel like, what can a stranger say to you about your man, and they don't even know him, that has you kind of feeling away? But anyway, they kind of go back and forth and back and forth, and then Kristen and OG sort of kind of make up. But Kristen's position is like, we can be cool, but we'll never be friends. So it's a wrap. I hate you. It's over. But I can be cordial. And then Tammy leaves, and they like, oh, Tammy is always leaving. Now we heard that Tammy got a show, and as part of her show, she had to be on this season of Basketball Wives. Is that what's up? Um, and then Malaysia is like, CC, you picked the bear. You started all of this by asking about the party. You're talking about that fight with OG and Kristen. And CC says something. I don't know what she says, but she ends up talking about the happy endings. And then Jennifer and Evelyn get really, really upset. Like, that's supposed to be over. I don't know why that's over, and why it's not over. And then CC is like, because you was talking about trying to call me a hoe and coming at me. I got degrees and I've done stuff, and you trying to come at me like I'm just some street whore. And they're like, you're not so smart. With all of your degrees, you can't figure out that that's over, or what we said, or Jen is like, you're dumb. Why are you so confused? And Evelyn is like, where did you get your nursing degree from? And I'm like, now first they came at the woman because her boobies was too big. Now they mad because she's got an education. So Cece ends up getting upset, and she leaves, and then Kristen follows. And Kristen is like, Cece is like, so now I'm dumb. What do these women do? Maybe I should go to their job. Let's have a day and go to everybody's job and see what they do, if they're so smart and they're so successful and they're so accomplished. And Kristen is like, you need to stand up for you. And Cece is like, I did. And Kristen is like, I wish that she would say all the stuff she's saying out here to me, to them directly. And Cece is like, Kristen thinks she's trying to be my friend and that she has my back, but she's basically like, go back inside and let them pick on you. And I'm not going back inside and let them pick on me. And then meanwhile, inside, the women inside can hear Malaysia and Kristen arguing, talking, yelling, or whatever. And so Malaysia is like, I gotta go outside. So she goes outside to try to mediate. And I think at that point she's saying something, I don't know, but that's basically the end of the episode. So yeah, that's basically the end of the episode. So I don't know. I'm kind of confused. I don't know if they just trying to keep up ruckus and keep up fighting. Thank you. I don't know if they trying to keep up ruckus and keep up fighting with two of the new young women just for the sake of fighting, or if it's really something, like they jealous of the one because her boobies are too big, and they jealous of the other one because her boobies are small and saggy, but she's still happy and feel confident with herself. I don't know. But that was it. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you for being here, watching, and all of those other good things. We're still working on 1,000. We're halfway there. It's so exciting. Yay. Be you, be fabulous you. And I'll be right back with Real Housewives of Potomac. So I did get a chance to watch it, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to knock that out. Peace.